Hello everyone, my name is History Nuggets, and today we are going to be talking about the Polish-Soviet War. The Polish-Soviet War led to many different ideas, stemming back to the Kievan Rus, with the lands being eventually taken over by Poland. Eventually, after centuries of Polish rule, the region we know as Ukraine and Belarus would be overtaken by the mighty Russian Empire, which would rule the region until the end of World War I. At the end of World War I, the map of Central and Eastern Europe would drastically be changed. The Eastern European German-dominated states would be formed, and the Kingdom of Poland would be formed as well. After the Russian Empire saw its collapse and enter into its massive civil war, the Germans would lose World War I, withdrawing their troops from the region. November of 1918 would see Poland become a sovereign state led by Józef Piłsudski. After the Polish War between the Ukraine, they would fight many more with Germany and Czechoslovakia. Soviet, Russian, and Polish troop skirmishes would occur, but nothing major. The new ruler of Soviet Russia and the rising power of the Russian Civil War, Vladimir Lenin, wanted to regain all territories lost during the collapse of the Russian Empire. They had already taken over much of eastern Ukraine, as well as defeating many white forces, eventually leading to them being confident to invade the Poles. The Red Army in January of 1919 would capture Vilnius and establish the Socialist Soviet Republic of Lithuania and Belarusia. Seeing the major conflict brewing, the two governments attempted to gain diplomatic peace, but would fail, with the Polish parliament declaring war, intending to liberate the northeast provinces. Polish troops would cross the Neman River, taking Minsk and reaching the outskirts of Kudam, with Piłsudski ordering a halt. Soviet leadership would then not be able to focus on Poland, with them being diverted by the Hungarian Soviet Republic as well as more White Army offenses. Polish armies would then eliminate the Western Ukrainian People's Republic, and Piłsudski's would focus on the North Front, taking Lida, Novogródka, Banowice, and Godno. 2 days later, Vilnius would be taken. Polish troops, after the official end of World War I, saw Volhynia, Podelia, and eastern Galicia annexed, as well as many cities. After many failed negotiations between the two governments, the Soviets denied after taking Kiev. The Polish-Latvian Pact would then begin in 1920, with 40,000 troops taking Dobrowicki's, led by Ritz Smithy. They would then head north, affecting the Russian efforts in the Baltic. By late 1919, Poland already believed they won, and anti-war demonstrations began. And with the Bolsheviks facing many issues, it was looking like peace was inevitable. Peace offers would be sent to Warsaw, which would be ignored, and the Soviets even proposed a favorable border change to Poland, which they would deny. The main reason behind this denial was Piłsudski's belief in no peace, seeing Poland as a future world power. A new offensive would begin with Boleslaw-Srodzki going for Polessia to separate Russia from the Ukraine and Belarus. The West, seeing Poland's denial of peace and active aggressions, began not to support them as much. The Polish government attempted to gain an alliance with Simon Piłsudski of Ukraine, afterward establishing the borders between the two nations. Reluctantly, Piłsudski would agree. The Red Army, reorganized by Lenin and Trotsky, would begin a counteroffensive on the 14th of May, right after Poland took Kiev. It was here that saw the Soviet leadership go deep into the military, and Polish forces began withdrawing quickly. After this massive withdrawal, the Soviets would use all of their might and spearhead into Warsaw, beginning the massive Battle of Warsaw, which saw the Poles winning, and armistice negotiations began. After a third Polish offensive, this would lead to the Treaty of Riga being signed and would see the final borders between Poland and Soviet Russia. All in all, the Polish-Soviet War was massive, seeing the Poles be super aggressive and beat the heavily more powerful Soviet army. This is History Nuggets. Thank you for watching.